Now, there is not much that I won't eat, but I can imagine there's plenty that you won't eat, that you find disgusting. And I can imagine some things that are pretty disgusting, like a banana and mayonnaise sandwich. Slap that out of somebody's hand. Like, what are you thinking? No, no. I mean, things that are not meant by God to be put together. Now, some of you might argue that mayonnaise was not meant by God at all. That I might disagree with that. But we can imagine what it's like to see someone eating something disgusting, thinking, no, like something in that person's soul is dead. How can you put that in your mouth? Or seeing someone eat something that you love and you're almost enjoying it with them. You know, Carolina barbecue that's just dripping vinegar and barbecue sauce on there, or a big steak. There are things that we resonate with when we find that the other person loves them. We can enjoy them as they enjoy them, and other things that we find that we loathe, and when we see someone enjoying that, we think it's tragic. We pity them. We wonder about their sanity, and I want us to think about today Proverbs 29. Verse 3. This is where one of the verses I was reading in chapter 29 today in part of my quiet time. It says, "A man who loves wisdom makes his father glad, but he who keeps company with harlots wastes his wealth." A man who loves wisdom makes his father glad, but he who keeps company with harlots wastes his wealth. Now, the first thing that I want us to see from this proverb is the structure. Oftentimes, the structure of one of the Proverbs can be a tool to understanding the meaning that is being put forth there. So that it could be the first line is stated, and the second line amplifies the first line, where they act like two lenses put together, that they complement each other, or they say the same thing perhaps in two slightly different ways, working like your eyes, giving depth and greater perception, and helping you see the unique contours of a thing. Sometimes they strikingly contrast. They show a contrast that says something beyond what either line simply puts. For instance, how we see it here. A man who loves wisdom, the love of wisdom, contrasts with keeping company with harlots. So a love, desire after wisdom, fear of the Lord, contrasted with going after, being enticed by this desire, harlots, for a prostitute, being drawn away in that way. Okay. Those are 2 points of contrast. Then we also have makes his father glad, in stark contrast with this individual wasting his wealth. Now imagine that the father is the source of inheritance. He's the one that gave him life. He's the source of anything that this man has. And not only but does going after wisdom gain him this beautiful, wonderful thing, enriching his life, wisdom, but it also overflows to the one who is the source of his inheritance and life, that it brings something for others, and in particular his father. It gives him gladness, something that how can you buy that? With what wealth can you spend to gain that? No, but instead it wastes everything that he has, and he ends up with nothing, and nothing to share with others, and nothing to share to the one who gave him anything that he had to begin with. And so we have a choice. There are constantly things every day that play the role of the harlot in our life, enticing, drawing us away from wisdom. And the fear of the Lord is the beginning, the source, the foundation of wisdom, felt, known, constant throughout, and expressed. in the entire structure of wisdom. Wherever wisdom is present, it must be made of the stuff of the fear of the Lord. So when we're enticed away by something else and we lay aside wisdom for that thing, we're actually being that enticement that promises to give us something, a wealth of pleasure or whatever we desire, is actually not giving but robbing. And it's not just robbing us of anything, it's robbing us of the fear of the Lord, of that which would produce wisdom in us, not only giving us that source of gladness and the most important thing that we need in this right relationship with God, but not only giving to us, fulfilling us, but then spilling over. It's that which would spill over and fulfill those around us as well, making our Father glad, our earthly Father who gave us life, he offers inheritance, everything that we have, that we owe to them, but our Heavenly Father as well. So are we going after things enticed away that a godly Father and our godly Father would look down and say, what are you doing? That is not meant by God. These two things are not meant to be together. You and that. I have not made you for that. Or would they look and see you going after wisdom, loving wisdom, having a taste and a desire and a yearning for wisdom, the fear of the Lord, to be going after Him, following after Him, walking with Him, so that a godly Father and our Heavenly Father would say yes, yes, and it would make them glad. So I pray that you may be active in the sharing of your faith so that we may come to a full understanding of every good thing that we have in Jesus, to enjoy those things in wisdom and the fear of the Lord, making those around us glad. And I'll see you all again on the next video.
Sorry, I have one more point of application. So if you were to take a sample out of any of your decisions, moral decisions, those decisions having some sort of moral impact, if you were to take a sample out of that from anywhere and test it, there should be the defining substance of it should be the fear of the Lord, respecting the Lord, honoring the Lord, a love of Him. So when you examine your decisions and test them, is that there? Is that the motivating substance, the motivation, the character, an integral part of what's holding that decision together? All right. So, and here's one more proverb I was thinking about too. Chapter 4, verse 7. The beginning of wisdom is to acquire wisdom, and with all you're acquiring, get understanding. So go after it. Go after understanding. Go after wisdom. Go after the fear of the Lord. And I'll catch you all again on the next video. For real this time.